Before I met Pam Bartha and started on the Live Disease Free Academy, I was working out. I ate really healthy. I had some health challenges that I would go to the doctor regularly to get tests done, and they couldn't find anything wrong with me. They just continued to tell me that I was depressed or I had anxiety, and they wanted to put me on all kinds of medications and stuff to help to cope with that. But I knew that there was a bigger issue. Eventually, those bigger issues turned into a diagnosis of MS when I could no longer take care of my children, and I couldn't get my head up off the pillow. I was so ill. I had to get help, full-time help in my house from family, because I couldn't cope with what I was going through, and that eventually led to the diagnosis of MS. I had heard of MS before, but I wasn't really sure what was all involved with that. And when I got the diagnosis, honestly, I had no idea what my life was going to look like after that. I knew I didn't want it. I knew it was bad, but I didn't know how bad it could get. It was immediately after my diagnosis, I found Pam and the Live Disease Free Academy. Thankfully, through family who knew about Pam's program, I was introduced to it relatively quickly, and I was able to get started right away. So with the eating plan, I immediately started to get results. I was able to cope better with what I was dealing with, my symptoms. I was able to sleep better, and my anxiety and all the other, some of the minor things that I was dealing with that were affecting my life, they started to have a turnaround immediately when I started to change my diet. Even though I thought that I was eating really well, it definitely made a difference. When I found out that it was infections that were causing my symptoms, I was shocked. But it actually really made sense to me, because I had dealt with infections my entire life, and finding out that those infections played a role in where I was at with my diagnosis, it opened up so many doors for me, and it actually gave me a sense of peace knowing that there was another way to deal with this disease and to recover, because I was told over and over again by my doctors and neurologists and everybody that I would never recover from this, and that they were just monitoring my decline. So I've always been very health conscious, and I've always known that when I would have one symptom, another symptom would pop up. And it was usually associated with an infection that I may have been dealing with. And so when I got started with the Live Disease Free Academy, it all made such sense to me. It helped me to realize that dealing with these infections would get me well. And so it wasn't a difficult decision for me to start with the Live Disease Free Academy, because it was something that I had already believed in, and I believed that God had given us the tools that we needed in order to heal our bodies, and it just made sense. I wasn't willing to allow my body to decline at such a young age, and I wasn't ready to be on medication the rest of my life. I have had recovery from MS, and I'm happy to say that I do feel like I'm MS free at this point in my journey. I immediately noticed results just with the eating plan, but once we started to be more aggressive with treating the enemy, as we call it, and getting the infections under control and started killing them off, I was able to have a better quality of life. I'm able to do more with my kids. I'm able to socialize again with friends and family and enjoy my life and do the things that I love to do. Live a healthy and active lifestyle, which I was told was never going to be possible for me. I couldn't be happier with the way my life is going now, when it seemed so dark in the beginning.